think Mø, anno 2025, is someone who wanna just do the things that she thinks is fun. Younger Mø was definitely had like a little bit of a pleaser side, and not that there's anything wrong about wanting to be nice and stuff like that, but I think, yeah, 2025 Mø just wanna do the shit she likes herself. All album processes have different states, of course, but I felt like especially the creative and songwriter process of this album was really, really fun. I worked with this amazing producer, Nick Sylvester, who lives in Los Angeles, and he would come here to Copenhagen quite a bit, which was actually, funny enough, but it was new to me to work out of Copenhagen. I have been traveling so much over the years and but it was really nice bringing someone from another music scene into my scene in a way. When I set out to make this album, Plæygirl, I was like, it has to be fun, because I think there has been times in my career where I just have been like, oh, it has to be perfect, and trying to think your way out of everything, micromanaging, ooh, it needs to be this. And when you're only living in your head, you take out the joy, from the belly. And I think with this one, I was just like, I want to feel it, in a different way. And you know what, that in itself is a reward, is to make something where the process is fun, because it's all about the process, because the final outcome is just another step on the road, it's an ongoing thing. So. The most honest answer is that it was also a goal for me that with this album, it would be a song title that became the album title, because I had wanted to do that for these 13 years that I've been active. And so I was like, at the end of making the album, I looked over the track list and I was like, which one sums it up, And then, I don't know, Plæygirl was just the one, I think, again, talking about sort of my beginning mantra of I wanted it to be fun. But also, I think when listening to the album, there's a lot of chaos, and a lot of joy, but there's also a lot of darkness and stuff. And I think in a way, Plæygirl encompasses that, and that just felt like the right title for it. But it can be interpreted however you want, though. I was sort of coming of age in the activist punk scene sort of environment in Odense, the city I'm from. So it was actually just so natural for me to be finding paper, scissors, pens, and just doing it yourself. It has always been how I have seen it. It's always been how I actually have visualized myself as an artist. And then, of course, there was some years where I wouldn't have time, but again, with this album where I just really wanted to do the things I liked. I thought it was almost not even a choice, but just something that happened naturally, that it was of course I'm going to do a scene. Of course I'm going to do a tour poster and do these things because I just love it. But I was so happy that I actually found time to do a scene, because I think it's actually been 10 years or something since I made a proper full-length scene. And also to just, give your fans a little, I don't know, extra side of the story and a little weird stuff, just a little art stuff that I'm doing to kind of, I guess, expand on the Plæygirl universe. So it was really, really cool. Don't take me halfway, 'cause I know the boring but true answer is that, because in the beginning I would go so hard, I would play I don't know, 9 shows back to back and just be I think, I'm a bit more focused on self-preservation, your body and mind, so I'm better at, setting boundaries, healthy boundaries for myself, so that I feel like I can do a good show, because I can't be as rock and roll as I was back then, even if I wanted to. So I think that's what has changed, mainly. Plæygirl, Plæygirl, play yourself into. When you ask me the question, I can't help but thinking about music, and I think, I've been listening a lot to Ethel Cain's new album, and also to OK Lou, the new album, and so, yeah, these albums that really creates a universe. It's like almost, I mean, I would say it almost feels cinematic in the way you get drawn into like a world. And that's something I'm really inspired by at the moment. It's like how do you be, like how do you make no compromises in creating this world? I mean, for your music and for people to enter, but also for yourself. That's like just a complete, not that it's perfect, but like a complete world. There's these shows where I've had that zoom out moment where you just like, where you watch yourself from an outside, you're like, you're kidding me, this is not happening. And I think there's three I want to mention real quick, I know. But like, so the first one I remember when I played Arena on Roskilde Festival for the first time, that I was just, because I have watched so many of my heroes there, like Sonic Youth, and just, you know, it's like, it's, you know, Arena has just had such big moments for me as a listener or like as a viewer. And so I remember when I played Arena in 2014, I had that moment of just like, you know, it was like packed and I was just like, this is unreal, you know. But then the other thing was, I remember I brought Melanie C from Spice Girls out for my, I played Forum in Copenhagen. I think I brought her out for Roundhouse in London and also Forum in Copenhagen. I think it was in Copenhagen where it was like, I'm seriously singing together with my childhood idol. Like, this is fucking insane. Like, just totally out of the body sort of experience. And then the other one was playing Coachella main stage with Major Lazer in 2016, I think it was. I mean, that was just, you know, getting the microphone handed over to me by Usher, who had just been performing, and then walking on stage to like a completely packed Coachella main stage, like prime time set. That was just like, you know, so unreal as well. I'm really crazy about Ethel Cain. And I went to see her show when she was touring with Preacher's Daughter in LA. It was at the Fonda Theater, and I think it's like 2,000 cap or something. Obviously now I think she plays much bigger stages, but that was, that again, like how, the way she creates a world, and also I love pop music that has some horror in it. I'm like, love that, you know? So that was just for me like such a wholesome experience.
Tusind tak skal I have.